Hey everybody, this is Bill. Just me today. Call-in number is 888-775-3773. That's 888-775-3773. And there's, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Punchie TV. Or via Superchats here on YouTube. All right, I guess we'll get to it here. We've got, it's Happy White History Month and the 4th of July and America's 250th birthday just in a few days. And first we're going to play some videos. First one is George Washington from YouTube. I guess should we say that or just play the ones for YouTube? Yeah, just play them. All right, let's play the first one.
The man, George Washington, was many things. He was a man who refused to lie. He was a man who served his country. He was a man who knew war. And he was a man who prayed. The account of Washington praying at Valley Forge was first documented by a Quaker named Potts, who was both a pacifist and a supporter of the British. He said,
"In that woods I heard a plaintive sound as a man in prayer. I tied my horse to a sapling and went quietly into the woods, and to my astonishment, I saw the great George Washington on his knees alone, with his sword on one side and his hat cocked on the other. He was at prayer to the God of the armies, beseeching to interpose with his divine aid, as it is ye crisis, and the cause of the country, of humanity, and of the world. Such a prayer I have never heard from the lips of man. I left him alone praying. I went home and told my wife. We never thought a man could be a soldier and a Christian. But if there was one in the world, it is Washington."
Yeah. Hey man, where's producer? Where's my little picture on the bottom? Anyway, yeah, it was pretty gutsy in those days to go up against the English. Yeah, they were like a superpower back then. So he was probably Washington was looking for some divine help to carry them through. I don't have much to say about that. That's interesting, though. Let's go to some more Founding Fathers stuff we got here from the producer. Founding Fathers thought America was doomed. All right, let's hit it.
For those who predict the American experiment can't last and who worry the social fabric is disintegrating at a time of rising political division, it's worth remembering that back when the ink had barely dried on the Constitution, the Founding Fathers were deeply pessimistic about the future of the country they had created. Hamilton called the Constitution a frail and worthless fabric. Washington lamented the growth of political factions. Adams thought a lack of civic virtue doomed the Republic. Jefferson watched sectional divisions between North and South with horror, calling the sacrifices made by the generation of '76 useless because it would be thrown away by the unwise and unworthy passions of their sons. My only consolation, he wrote, is to be that I live not to weep over it.
Their pronouncements seem almost histrionic to the modern ear.
In Fears of a Setting Sun, Syracuse University professor Dennis Rasmussen wrestles with the founders' near universal pessimism about the future of the country they created.
Partly, I think that's because they thought that so much was at stake. They really thought that the future of Republican government and the future of human liberty was riding on this American experiment. And so the potential failure of that experiment they thought would be a world historical calamity. I mean, they did have really grandiose hopes. You read what they write and they really think they're coming up with a new system that's going to secure liberty for the future that had never been done before. They're worried that what they think is this world historical achievement is going to fail. It's not just Washington, Hamilton, Adams, and Jefferson. Virtually all of the founders who lived into the 19th century became disillusioned for one reason or another.
Only one founder stood out as an exception.
Well, I guess the pessimism is nothing new. You got the same thing going on right now. It's been going on all my life. Anyway.
So I'll confess, I assumed that Madison would be disillusioned too. I initially set out to write a book about 5 disillusioned founders, but really his final years were ones of almost defiant optimism. Part of it is just temperament. He had a more even-keeled temperament than the other founders did. Part of it was that he just expected less from politics than they did. He didn't have the sometimes grandiose or utopian hopes that some of the other founders did. And one of them really, I think, is just that he had lived so long. He's the one who outlives all the other founders. He lives until 1836. By the end of his life, the country had weathered a half-century's worth of storms, and he thought, well, the longer it endures, the more durable it seems.
Should Americans see the founders' disillusion as a sign that America is flawed beyond hope? After all, we are still beset by many of the fears the founders identified.
Oh, man. Well, after it probably did better than he thought it was ever going to do. So he was pretty happy with it after he got old, you know. Anyway, there's nothing more of this one. Let's go to the next one. All right. Let's go to CBS News. A look at the Great American State Fair in Washington, D.C.
Welcome back. In honor of America's 250th birthday, Washington, D.C. is hosting the Great American State Fair.
It features pavilions and cultural exhibitions from all U.S. states and territories, including Michigan. Natalie Brand has an inside look at the festivities.
With the backdrop of the U.S. Capitol, the Great American State Fair aims to represent all U.S. states and territories, giving visitors a look at what makes them stand out. From Lone Star to Empire to Sunshine and the Bay State, some of the booths highlight landmarks, while in the case of Michigan, it's breakfast.
Cereal was actually invented in Michigan in 1898.
Michigan is also milking its agricultural roots, inviting visitors to try their hand at dairy farming.
Of course, I had to come visit my home state of California. Each booth is really a taste, encouraging people to come visit.
Whether spotlighting natural beauty or local foods, the states are competing for bragging rights.
Vidalia onions can actually legally only be grown in 20 counties in Georgia in order to be classified as a Vidalia onions.
The Furman family from Philadelphia is taking it all in.
I thought that I knew a lot about each state, but I am finding out that I really don't.
Don Spear is visiting from Texas.
I love America, and I love all the diversity that we have, not just in geography, but in people and things that we can do.
7 years.
This celebration of the cultures and traditions that make up the United States is free and open to the public through July 10th. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Cool. If I was out there, I'd go out there and check it out myself. Let's go to the next one by Forbes News. Okay. I swear this looks like Trump derangement syndrome on display. Let's go and publicize every negative aspect we can make of the fair at the Capitol. Anyway. Ooh, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and opted out. All right, I had enough. Yeah, let's make it as negative as possible. let's look at everything negative that we can make it of it. We'll take pictures of we'll take pictures of the people that are there, you know, when the least amount of people are there. Oh boy. Anyway, a hit piece of its own. All right, let's go to the next one. Another one from Forbes. Okay. This is Trump speaks with reporters at a Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library Museum. All right, let's hit it.
The president will be doing a recording, and when it opens on Sunday, you'll hear his voice here.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Okay.
President Trump is the man in the arena, and it's a thrill to have him here to help dedicate this presidential library today.
Well, thank you. It's really great being here. You've done a phenomenal job, and those words, I've heard them before many times, and nothing more beautiful, nothing more true. It's true. The man in the arena, or the woman in the arena, I guess we probably have to add on today. But it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be at this great museum, great library, great center, and it's a very special place. I think it's going to do very well. It's a part of the country that I love, and I think they love me because I have the all-time record in presidential voting, and that's an honor because they are the people that built America. So thank you very much, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to saying a few words later. We're going to be making a speech in a little while, and hopefully it will be representative of what they stand for out here. and what Teddy stood for, because he stood for a lot. Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
All this patriotic stuff. Producer. I mean, that's cool. The man in the arena. All right, let's okay, this is from the Associated Press. And it's an AP poll. Who flies the U.S. flag? Interesting.
Business is booming at a suburban Detroit custom flag shop, thanks to the nation's semi-quincentennial.
The 250 flag is very exciting. It's something new in the flag business, which we haven't had for 50 years.
Many Americans, such as Linda Cunningham, are outwardly embracing America's upcoming 250th birthday.
I love the American flag. I love the whole concept of it.
Others not so much.
Well, I used to fly it all the time, especially on holidays that we celebrated the country. I have not flown my flag the last year.
A new poll conducted by the Associated Press and Newark Center for Public Affairs Research indicates Americans' views of Old Glory are divided by politics, age, and race. Republicans and older white adults are especially likely to fly the American flag, while younger Democrats and black adults are more likely to say they don't fly it. Views of the flag track with other deep divisions among Americans, who see their country's history and accomplishments very differently.
Donald Trump has made it so that people of color and people that are not white are really not a part of this country. We're just here. We're props. We're not here. This is not our country anymore. This is the country of Trump.
Cunningham is a conservative, but her love of the flag has more to do with it being a symbol of freedom as opposed to one of political ideology.
I know there's so much going on in the world right now, and I know everyone has their own views, and I'm just sad that politics have to be brought in to the flag and the meaning of it.
Regardless of one's feelings about what the flag means, American Flag and Banner's owner is certain of one thing: it's unique and recognizable.
If you polled the world, I think everyone, anyone over 12 years old, recognizes the U.S. flag.
Yeah, they all recognize the U.S. flag. I think that woman who isn't raising the flag anymore is another sufferer of Trump derangement syndrome. And I don't know what she's talking about. Like I said, Trump derangement syndrome. Man, they hate Trump so darn much. It's like he's a god or something to them. It's like, it's not even real, or it's just ridiculous. All right, let's move on to the next one. CBS News. What's stealing tourists' hearts about the U.S. during the World Cup? World Cup. World Cup. Yeah. We got the World Cup here in North America. All right, let's play it.
Four-wheeling through the muck of South Central Texas. Drew Haas invited two couples from Poland and France to his 30-acre spread.
Well, that looks like fun.
For a 2-day taste of Texas.
I want to show them my Texas and get them to experience that because I wanted to open the world up to my home. My soul's been lit on fire.
Your soul's been lit on fire?
Been lit on fire just seeing all these people enjoy themselves here.
Let's do some cowboy stuff. David Mazur and Martina Bijinska live in Silesia, southwestern Poland.
And you're going to go out, and then you're going to grab my hand right here. Just
Haas
like
taught them to dance the two-step.
I would say it's all new to us. My dad grew up watching like John Wayne westerns. You just want to see it for yourself.
I was a bit skeptical about it, but then I just feel like, yes, I can do this all day.
Haas also took them to Buc-ee's. This one has 98 pumps and aisles of Americana. Think about it. They were smitten by a mega gas station.
This is the America that I want to live in. This is the America that I know it can be.
Turns out America is her own best ambassador.
We really love this lifestyle. We enjoy every second of it. We just want to like soak it in.
All right, living on the wild side. That looked pretty cool. Where'd you come up with that one? I'm just talking to the producer here. But a lot of people are from Europe are having a blast out here with all our big stores and fantastic food places and basically loads and loads of everything to the hilt. Big and bigger, you know. We do it out here. Do what you want to do for the most part. You know, including having AC. Limited regulations, you know. It's good. For the most part. We got our problems too. All right, let's see. Next one. Next one is the heat wave. This is from CBS News. Heat wave over in Europe. I think maybe it's ending now. I'm not sure. Let's play it.
Overseas now to that deadly heat wave melting records across Western Europe, and it's about to get worse as brutal new highs hit the region. CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay is in Paris, which once again topped triple digits.
Visitors flock to Paris expecting the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre. Instead, extreme heat is closing their doors early.
So many people who've traveled from around the world aren't getting to see the sights that Paris has to offer because of this heat wave, and it's dangerously hot.
Europe is in the midst of its second heat wave this year, and summer's only just begun. But unlike the U.S., air conditioning is not ubiquitous. Here in France, only 25% of homes have it.
Today was the day you decided to jump in.
Already, at least 40 people have drowned trying to stay cool in lakes, rivers, and canals like this one in Paris.
And you can't blame them for cooling off. Tonight, France is one of the hottest places on Earth. Hotter than 99% of the planet, including parts of some of the hottest deserts.
The current heat wave isn't limited to France. In London, commuters are dreading blistering rides on the tube. In Rome, getting a glimpse of the Pope will cost you a sunburn. As heat waves become more frequent and more fierce, Europe must confront a new reality. Its most famous landmarks were built for a cooler world.
The UK today broke its all-time high for the month of June, topping 96 degrees. But here in Paris, that almost seemed cool, where the temperature topped 104 degrees. That's only the fourth time that's ever happened in 150 years. Tony?
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw a graph where they were showing Europe and how many Europeans have AC as opposed to, you know, other continents. And they're like, as far as adoption of AC, they're about Europe is like next to Africa. Africa's like the lowest. I don't remember what it was, but I mean, you know, let's say there's a graph. This is America. Europe is like something like this. Their adoption of AC. Africa is like a little bit lower, a little bit smaller. You know, their percentage. They're like way below everybody else. And what a mess. A lot of people are getting killed and other things happening. And there's other weird stuff too, like there's a story about somebody where they somebody basically had one of those blow up pools, not even a really big one. They filled it up in the parking lot of their apartment building, something down those lines, and I guess they actually had like a law against doing that. So the folks who did it got in trouble. I think it was in Germany. I'm not sure. It's ridiculous, but you know, them and their they're going to help the climate change. They're going to fight climate change with that stuff. Whatever. When China and India are like don't care, basically. We're slowly getting someplace with all the renewable energy, but you know, it just doesn't exist yet. Don't kill yourself, Europe. Jeez. All right, what was that one? That was, what was that? That was 8? Oh, okay. All right, let's go to Sky News Australia. French politician blames Europe heat wave on the U.S.
Hey, I want to close with this story here. A French politician has blamed the U.S. for the record-breaking heat wave in Europe because who knew it gets hot in the Northern Hemisphere in summer? Turns out the deputy mayor of Paris for international relations, Audrey Pulvar, said this, quote, "As the second largest emitter of greenhouse gas emissions in the world, you bear a significant amount of responsibility for global warming and the consequences we in France are experiencing. Your cities, which are 90% air-conditioned, are not unrelated to this." Kosha got on this anti-air conditioning, anti-technology nonsense from the French. Look, if you really believed climate change was the whole thing that it is because of CO2, surely they'd be mad at China first.
Of course, but that's what we're here for, James. We're here to take the blame from the whole world, certainly from the Europeans, also to defend them, I would add, as well, but that's another story. I think, you know, they know that it's such a farce. Every time these heat waves happen in the summertime over there, people die. It actually can get quite dire, and that has happened from heat stroke and the like. And they have all these ridiculous policies to ban things like air conditioning and everything else, and then they need to find a bogeyman to point to as opposed to changing course or accepting their own fault in these ridiculous policies, and so that's what they're there for. We all know it's a complete joke.
I don't get it. Why don't they just promote, let's say, heat pumps? You know how heat pumps are? They just heat in the winter, and they put out cold in the summer, and they're more efficient for both. Well, not compared to gas, to natural gas, I guess.
If you want to do anything to save the planet, China, India, these are the populations that are making a bigger dent, certainly not France or Australia for that matter, but they don't want to do that or can't point to those countries, and so it's very easy to keep picking on the U.S., and that's what that politician did.
And indeed, Coach, it's just amazing to me because France gets so much of its electricity from clean, green nuclear power. I can't believe that they aren't all firing up the AC in Gay Paris. Coach Agata, thank you so much for your time, as always.
Yeah. Yeah, nuclear's got nothing to do with it. Yeah, nuclear power and then use heat pumps. Great, you got it covered. That's a big deal. It's like some damn religion. Anyway, that's freaking crazy Europeans. Let's move on to the next one. This is from NBC. Ancient scrolls unread for 2,000 years. Let's play it.
These ancient scrolls have been called the most inaccessible manuscripts in the world. They were found in the 18th century among the ruins of a villa owned by the father-in-law of Julius Caesar in Herculaneum, an ancient Roman town buried by the Vesuvius eruption in 79 AD that also destroyed nearby Pompeii. Entombed in volcanic ash for hundreds of years, these papyrus scrolls were intact, but most of them were so badly carbonized any attempt to unwrap them could turn them into ash. The ancient text inside locked away for almost 2,000 years. Until now.
This is a complete unwrap of the entire scroll.
On Thursday, American and Italian researchers say they managed to virtually unwrap several scrolls and unveil new texts, titles, and authors unknown to history, ushering a new era for the study of the ancient world. In them, experts found philosophical thoughts like, "We will inquire into something, but we will not grasp it if in some way we depart from ourselves and from our own nature." In another one, the author appears to praise practical wisdom.
It's been a long time since the classical period, and we feel a distance from that culture. And then you read the words, and then the distance shrinks immediately. It's like I could be having a conversation with you at a cafe in Paris about that today, you know?
The University of Kentucky developed the virtual unwrapping technique years ago, but the ink in the Herculaneum scrolls was still invisible to the human eye. So in 2023, they launched the $1 million Vesuvius Challenge. They made the scrolls images public and challenged people around the world to find a way to read them. Within months, 3 students, including an American, used AI to read the first letters in ancient Greek from the papyrus and shared the prize. Since then, researchers say they managed to read 10% of the scrolls, and it's only a matter of time until they unwrap.
Yeah, isn't that cool, everybody? This scroll that they're showing here, the top and the bottom is missing. I think maybe it's just missing like it was burned off. But I think this is cool. You know, I think over 98% of all the stuff that was written back at that time, back in Roman times, is all missing. I mean, it's all lost to time. Books and most of the literature is all gone. Like 98% of it, maybe more than 98%. They just estimate maybe 98% is gone, and you know, maybe we'll have more of it in about 10 years. You know, now that they're starting to get somewhere with getting all these, and there's a lot of scrolls in this library that this person owned, and so you know, maybe we get some new stuff that hasn't been seen in a long time. Looks like we maybe in the next 10 years we'll see some more. Maybe they'll drop that 99% to, I don't know, something a little less, or 98%. Maybe it'll drop to 95% or something like that, or 90. Maybe it'll just be 97%. But cool. Let's move on. I got nothing more to say about this. All right. That's cool. Oh, Venezuela. Okay, this is Fox News. Venezuela earthquake. Death toll rises. What a wreck that is. Let's play it.
A week after 2 deadly earthquakes struck Venezuela, survivors are still being pulled from the rubble as the focus shifts to aid distribution and urgent medical care. Fox 13's Anita Vogel has more from Los Angeles.
The death toll continues to rise in Venezuela after powerful twin earthquakes toppled dozens of buildings, leaving behind rubble and damage as far as the eye can see. And now a humanitarian crisis is looming.
Search and rescue efforts are now giving way to a full-blown humanitarian.
Yeah, this thing is like, it's been reported like 800 buildings have toppled over. I mean, they have aerial view shots and it looks really bad. And, you know, especially with brick buildings, concrete buildings, you just can't get under those buildings to go and save people. And now we're at like a week since the earthquake happened, and it was a really bad earthquake. People couldn't even stand. You had to have a really nice, well-built building or it was over.
Response and the need for food, safe water, shelter, and just essential services is immediate and critical.
The World Food Program requested $50 million to provide life-saving food assistance for up to 500,000 people over the next 3 months, along with critical logistics and emergency communication support.
What we have learned from other earthquakes of this magnitude is that when the spotlight fades, the needs do not.
Currently, the WFP has enough supplies already in the country to feed 10,000 families for the next 2 months. But the humanitarian organization anticipates more resources will be needed, like medical supplies.
The ports of Puerto Cabello and La Guaira remain fully operational.
Thank you. Since last week, the U.S. sent direct help. Marines are on the ground supporting first responders. 2 warships are off the coast, and Air Force cargo aircraft are making deliveries.
Huge C-17s coming in on an hourly basis, bringing all kinds of supplies.
So far, the U.S. leads the earthquake response effort with $300 million in humanitarian aid.
Well, cool. Oh, not too cool a situation over there, man. They found about, I don't know, last I saw about 10,000 people injured. About 2,000 people confirmed deceased, and maybe 60,000 people missing, something like that. And we're at like a week. Most of these people are going to be, a lot of people will be stuck under these buildings, and they're not going to be able to get them out, especially these brick buildings. So it's a pretty bad situation. All right, next we're going to this is kind of interesting. Someone's just going for it here. Let's play it. The CBS News.
Tonight, the FAA is investigating a can't-believe-your-eyes maneuver by the pilots of a Boeing 777 cargo jet on a final test flight before delivery to a customer. The wing of the plane passing just feet above the runway. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen is in Fort Worth, Texas, with the story.
The Boeing 777 approached the Horseshoe Bay Resort Jet Center in Central Texas Wednesday, then in front of people outside watching, turned with its wing passing just above the ground before climbing again. Flight Radar 24 data showed the plane was no more than 25 feet above the ground during the low pass.
We are starting finals, runway 17 for a low approach, 5 Delta November heavy.
See, they called on it. Producer. They actually went and called in and said, "Hey, we're going to make a low pass."
Pilots had alerted air traffic control tower to the maneuver.
I'm going to classify this as another example of stupid pilot tricks.
Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt says the pilots could face having their credentials suspended for the move.
I see no legitimate reason at all to perform this maneuver the way that it was done. They clearly had planned it. They had an audience standing by to watch it and to video it. So there's no real reason why they should have been doing this.
Although painted with the logo for Qatar Airways Cargo, the plane is still owned by Jetran, a company based at Horseshoe Bay. Jetran said in a statement the aircraft was undergoing a final pre-delivery test flight prior to its planned entry into the Qatar Airways cargo fleet. We expect the relevant parties and authorities to investigate this matter thoroughly and take a...
Someone's having a little fun. Showing off to their buddies. They had to... Can't put this kind of stuff up on the internet, man.
Action.
The pilots did another low pass here at the airport, the Alliance Airport in Fort Worth, before eventually landing here. We did reach out to Qatar Airways. They deferred us back to Jetran, the company that still owns the plane. Tony?
All right, Jason, thank you very much.
Someone likes flying low. Anyway, yeah, it was a good 5. The wing was a good 5 feet above the ground at least. The wingtip. Anyway, all right. FAA investigation. Jeesh. They usually do those flybys at like at least 100 feet above the road. Those low flybys, not 25 feet. Maybe it's testing ground effects, flying. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Another plane kind of news thing going in here. This is from China. From Beijing's Fallis. This is ABC News. Plane slams into Beijing's tallest building. Let's play it.
Tonight, the alarming images, a small plane crashing into the tallest building in Beijing, one of the tallest buildings in the world, in fact, and authorities tonight have not said whether it was deliberate or accidental. Here's Britt Clennett with the pictures.
Tonight, a small aircraft crashing into one of the world's tallest skyscrapers in Beijing. Shocking video circulating online showing chunks of debris falling to the ground below. The tail section of the two-seater Sunward Aurora dropping hundreds of feet. Flight Radar 24 sharing a partial flight path showing the plane had taken off from an airport 30 miles east of Beijing around 6 p.m. local time. Images showing what appears to be a large hole and broken glass of the iconic 108-story CITIC Tower. Roads closed, fire engines and police vehicles seen outside. Video circulating online showing flames at the base of the building, firefighters working to put it out. Beijing airspace is closed to drones and civilian planes, leading to questions about the cause of the incident.
I don't think it's... China has like a lot of problems with, they have two problems right now lately. They have problems with civilians just tripping out and, it's like we have like mass shootings in schools and stuff like that every now and then. In China, they have, someone will go into preschool or young people's school and go and attack people. We're talking about older people, maybe in their 60s. They'll go and attack and kill kids in a school with a knife. Stuff like that happens in China. And the other kind of thing that happens a lot lately is people. It's like people in the society are like lashing out in a weird way, and they do stuff like that. And the other one is they go to like they're having to put up these bollards, to stop vehicles. And what they're there to do is to stop the vehicles from like trying to mow people down. It's like the people will be driving a van and decide they're going to take out a whole bunch of people at a market or some street market or some place where a lot of people congregate. A person will just go and try to mow down a bunch of people to get back at society, I guess. It's their way of getting back at society over there. It's and now we got somebody who's crossed over to another level. That's why I look at this. So somebody went and decided to go and attack a landmark and do their own equivalent, but with a little plane. Whatever. I guess it's China's mess. Let's see. And I'll leave that one. I don't know. You have to look into it. They're looking into. I mean, they're saying they don't know why the person did this, but I mean the airspace around that tower and in Beijing is like closed. Nobody's supposed to be flying in their drones or anything, or a private plane. And it looks like they just went right for it. It's like a miniature plane version of 9/11. They would have done well. I'll leave that. I'll leave that. And let's move on to the next one. Another ABC News. Over 100 dogs found dead. Well, let's play this one.
For a third straight day, excavators searched the Humboldt County property of a self-proclaimed no-kill rescue.
You cannot put into really words of what exactly it smells like. The closest thing I can think is a pile of dead deer.
I don't know why she's bringing that up, or they're bringing that up. I mean, digging up dead stuff. What do you think it's going to smell like?
The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office, FBI, and several state agencies are involved in Thursday's excavation. Authorities say dozens of dogs have already been dug up, many with microchips. It follows our reporting on a search warrant affidavit alleging the rescue accepted dogs and money from shelters across California under the promise they would be cared for and rehomed. Instead, investigators believe dogs were killed to make room for more. Berkeley and Oakland were among the Bay Area shelters that sent hundreds of dogs there before cutting ties. The investigation began after a neighbor uncovered a burial pit containing 8 dogs with apparent gunshot wounds.
I hope that it will be the beginning of a change where the animals will be removed from him and placed into legitimate rescues where they actually find loving homes.
Okay, so this guy was euthanizing the dogs with and taking donations and euthanizing the dogs instead of keeping them. I guess he was just doing it for the money. Who knows? Let's just keep playing.
We are still not naming the rescue. More than 2 months later, no charges have been filed against the owner or any employees.
I wouldn't take the fact that it's
it's been a little while and charges haven't been filed as any indication that they won't be filed.
Experts say prosecutors would have to prove exactly what happened.
Animal cruelty cases can be especially difficult to charge and prosecute because there are unique evidentiary challenges that come with animal cruelty cases, most notably the fact that the animals themselves can't testify.
And even the most shocking allegation in this case may not by itself prove animal cruelty.
To euthanize an animal in California by a bullet. So that alone is not animal cruelty.
Investigators say hundreds of dogs sent to the rescue are still unaccounted for.
God forbid hundreds of dogs are found buried. The owner is found responsible for that. He still might not face any animal cruelty charges.
He might not.
So animal cruelty is not the only focus of this investigation. Legal.
Well. Well, like maybe this is like a good money-making scheme. You know, have dogs make money from supposedly taking care of dogs, but you just, get rid of them. Well, get rid of them and bury them instead of keeping them. Well, they don't know for sure. I don't know. Maybe they got sick or something. Or probably not. Anyway, whatever. All right, folks. I guess that's... we do have one... We do have, like, one super chat. And... it's been an interesting one here. I'm really into the, I don't know, I'm into scroll. I'm hoping they, well, I guess you'd call this, I guess would you call, if they're able to get more of those scrolls, would you call that more expanding white history?
Yes. It's written, and the Romans were kind of...
Yeah, so I guess we could call that next 10 years we'll possibly get an expanding white history.
Indeed.
All right, James, we do have a super chat.
Indeed, Lord Spike...
Super chats.
Lord Spike Protein gave a super chat with no message.
No message?
Yep. But it was generous regardless.
All right. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now. I do believe. And oh, no. Michael from Canada bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/Punchie TV saying, whatever, next. Straight face emoji. In quotation marks.
All right. Whatever. All right. Nice. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the coffee. And folks, I guess that's it, man. This show is up. Until next week when we find some new news to go over, get into with about whatever's going on. Maybe some cool stuff. I'm trying to remember. There was some other cool stuff going on today, too. This week, too, but I can't remember. I'm getting old. All right. But, well, thank you for tuning in. See y'all.